What's good, everybody? Corbino here, and I've been having so many different Funko Pop ideas going through my mind like crazy, and I got a lot of different Pop, or just Funko videos coming out in the next month. But first I want to talk about a great freaking idea. It's a great way for people to be making money, and people to blow their money. Fox and Sony Pop figures. Yeah, now I know why they're not doing it. It's because licensing and stuff, you know, probably the reason why we haven't had any action figures of X-Men movies since The Last Stand. Maybe X-Men Origins, but definitely The Last Stand. And we haven't had any Spider-Man, or no, we got Spider-Man action figures, even for Amazing Spider-Man, didn't we? But we haven't had Fantastic Four action figures since, well, also that movie didn't deserve action figures. But you know that if you made pop figures for the Fox and Sony Marvel stuff, they would be bought up. You know they would. And this is, I mean, yes, Marvel's going to lose out on some money because I figure Fox and Sony get some of the profits on this, but they're going to make so much money that it's not even a big deal. Freaking, and I mean, soon, I mean, they only make, like, they even made, like, Deadpool parody pops to go with the movie, but they're not from the actual movie, you know, like, and that's cool and all, but tell me you wouldn't go buy pops from the original X-Men trilogy. That would be amazing. You could have the, like, and they would be in their old weird black leather suits, and you could have a Nightcrawler pop, a Storm, a Jean Grey, Cyclops, Wolverine, Professor X, Beast, Iceman, maybe Colossus and Shadowcat. Just trying to think of the more main X-Men, and then you could also have Mystique and Magneto. The villains weren't very main in the original trilogy. So, maybe Pyro too. He was kind of main. And imagine, you can have X-Men Origins Wolverine, a new Wolverine. Sabretooth, which was an amazing version of Sabretooth by, I can't even think of his name, but I know it. Liev Schreiber. You could have him, you could have the Will.I.Am character, you could have Blob, you could have Gambit, Deadpool, which honestly I think people would buy. I honestly believe people would buy that. Right there's, and then the Wolverine, you could have Silver Samurai, you can even have like a 6-inch Silver Samurai, a new Wolverine pop, freaking Yuriko, or freaking whatever her name is, red hair, you can have her pop figure. And the guy with the bow and arrow in that movie, have pop figures of him. Viper, have her pop figure. And then in the prequel movies or the new trilogies, you got Mystique, Professor X, and you could have Professor X in the wheelchair and out of the wheelchair. You got Magneto, you could have Banshee, you could have Beast, obviously, Havoc, Cyclops, Jean Grey, the new Nightcrawler, I mean, maybe even Jubilee, but I guess don't put her name on the box since they never freaking say her name ever in the movies. You could have the Sentinels, you could have Trask, you could have, freaking, what is Kevin Bacon's character's name? Whatever that is. Emma Frost. I mean, so many possibilities. You could have variants of all these different characters. You could have Old Man Logan. You could have X-23 Laura Kinney. You could have an old man Professor X, like even older. You could have Caliban, Psylocke. Just like, you know that you would buy these pops, guys. Don't act like you wouldn't. Yeah, obviously you may not buy all of them, and I wouldn't even buy all of the ones I've listed, but I buy a lot of them, and so many other people would. And if we did the Fantastic Four, the original Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, I'd buy them the full set right away. No question about it. No question about it. I wouldn't buy any pops from the new Fantastic Four movies, so go ahead and just don't make those. You can make Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi trilogy, and the Amazing Spider-Man movies. You got 2 different Green Goblins. You got Sandman. You got crappy Venom. You got New Goblin. You got Harry Osborn, MJ, maybe Aunt May, Doc Ock, freaking, well, you got Spider-Man. You got Black Suit Spider-Man. You got the 2 different suit Spider-Mans and the Amazing Spider-Mans. You got Gwen Stacy. You got Captain Stacy, the Lizard, Rhino, and Rhino could even be a 6-inch thing. We could have Electro. I mean, just listen to these possibilities, guys. You know you'd be buying so many of these freaking pops. And I know I'd buy almost all of the Spider-Man ones. I'd buy all the Fantastic Four ones unless it was from Fan 4 Stick. I'd buy so many of the X-Men ones, and you could even, I don't know who owned what exactly, but I bet if you made Daredevil and like Elektra and maybe Ghost Rider, stuff like that from their movies, people would buy those too. I personally would not, but there's probably an audience for it. I'd buy Blade ones from the original Blade movies. Who else? What other Marvel movies that weren't connected to the MCU? I don't really know. I can't think of any at the moment. You could do the OG 2003 Hulk, which isn't very good, but I mean, still, like, you know, people are buying there's no doubt about it. And I think MCU Pop we should have an Incredible Hulk set of MCU Pops. I'd buy them. I know a lot of people wouldn't, but I would. I don't think they started making Iron Man Pops till Iron Man 3. I don't remember like a Whiplash or War Machine or anything like that, or Black Widow. But anyways, like all these different brands, those are awesome pop figures that you guys would buy. And Funko, Marvel, whoever's involved is going to be making money off of it. We're all going to be blowing our money on it. And I think this is a really good idea. I truly believe it is. Obviously, maybe not Ghost Rider or Blade or somebody, but X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man, those, like, the movies that started in, 2000s, those movies, you could sell so many pops of them. And that's all I want to say is these pops would be a great freaking idea, and you know it would. So until next time, get working on those designs and let's get them shipping out.
Hi! Do you have a pupper?
Meow, meow.
If so, get Bullymake box.
You still have Bullymake books?
It's orange.
It's orange? It's box?
It's got dogs on it.
If you like dogs and you have dogs, you got Bullymake. Oh!
That's a phone.
That's them calling.
Phones can't use
Hey, Bullymake people. We're talking about you right now.
Tell them we're recording their
We're
ad.
recording an ad for you because your box is so cool.
Awesome.
Dogs love it. What was that? Promo code IG10?
Puppers love them.
They said to use promo code IG10 for stuff off. $10 off, promo code IG10.